Hey guys, it's Courtney and Seth here today with another installment of
Unravel with the Jackson Travels.
Today we are going to be talking about all things air travel, including TSA, packing, money savers, and more. So if you'd like to join us, let's go. We understand that the idea of flying can be super stressful. Some people are actually scared of flying, and others may be worried about cost, getting through TSA, packing, and avoiding prohibited items, and more. Since Seth and I are now avid flyers who travel out of Charlotte's airport every few months, we thought we would share some helpful tips for all of you who still may be unsure. So let's start with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is to track your flight prices. Regardless of what airline you are flying with, you can always track your flight to monitor the price, dates, and times of travel. For example, we type flights from Charlotte to Orlando into Google, which prompts Google's flight tracking tool to auto-populate. From here, you can customize the Google flight tool with specifics like number of stops, number of passengers, dates, times, and airlines. Once you have found a combination you are comfortable with, you can tell Google to track prices. After tracking, Google will send you an email anytime your selected flight goes up or down in price. When you get that price decrease email, be sure to snag your flight. Tip number 2 is to get to the airport at least 2 hours early. I know this is probably the most well-known tip that has ever been stated, so I won't spend much time on this, but we can say that this is for sure true. During busy times of the year, TSA and your airline check-ins can be backed up with other travelers. So it's not a bad idea to give yourself more than enough time to comfortably get through the airport to your gate. Also, don't forget that most flights begin boarding about 45 minutes before the departure time, so take that into account when calculating what time you should arrive. The sooner everyone gets on the plane, seated and ready, the more likely your flight will leave on time. Getting to the airport early will also allow you time to check your bags if needed and get checked in with your airline. When you first walk into the airport, you will see a variety of airlines, their desks, and some check-in kiosks. At this point, you need to find your airline and go up to one of the kiosks to begin check-in. This is where you can check in, get checked bags tagged, and print your tickets. So just go up to one of the kiosks and start putting in your information. The screens will guide you through the steps to check in. If you are checking a bag, also known as the bag that is not going to be with you on the plane, the kiosk will also help you to pay for that bag, if applicable, and get the bag checked in. After you are finished with the kiosk and checking your bag, you can take the bag up to one of the desks I mentioned earlier and hand it off to the employees. Remember, you will need your ID and boarding pass in order to hand off the bag. Also, some airlines have special desk kiosks just for priority guests, which can be first-class flyers, etc. So be sure to visit a regular set of desks and kiosks if you are a regular flyer. Tip number 3 is to download your airline's mobile app. Typically, Seth and I fly American, and their mobile app is always a lifesaver. We get direct updates on our flight right to our phone. This includes gate changes, time changes, and updates on when to begin boarding the plane. We also no longer have to print paper tickets since we can access our boarding passes right from our phone. Tip number 4 is to know how to pack. I feel like this is the most stressful part of the flying process for some people, but don't let it stress you out. If you are planning on bringing a carry-on bag and a personal item on board, just keep a few things in mind. Carry-on bags can be small suitcases that are placed above you in the overhead compartments. Size requirements may be different for each airline, but for example, with American Airlines, your carry-on bag can't exceed 22 inches in height, 9 inches wide, and 14 inches long. Most of your typical small suitcases will be fine to carry on. It doesn't have to be a suitcase or any type of bag, just as long as it fits size requirements, you're good. Your personal item can be a book bag, purse, or other small item that must fit under the seat in front of you. It doesn't have to be a suitcase or any type of bag, just as long as it fits. The next part is knowing what to pack in your carry-on and personal item bags. For your carry-on bag and personal item, you can carry almost anything with a few requirements. For example, you cannot have liquids that exceed 3.4 ounces. When in doubt, just go to your local drug or grocery store and pick up the travel-sized items. They are called travel size for a reason. I also recommend picking up a TSA-approved liquid bag for your carry-on liquids, medications, etc. We bought this bag on Amazon several years ago. I put my liquid makeup, medications, and any other liquid products in here that are a must to keep with me. We have used these on every flight and have never had an issue. If not, you will need to use a quart-sized baggie to put your travel liquids in. However, if you are like me and have to travel with full-size shampoos, hairsprays, hair products, etc., just put these items into your checked bag so you don't have to worry about size limits. However, these bags do cost extra to check, so check your airline's prices before deciding to go this route. Besides the legal and prohibited items, you can basically pack anything in a checked bag since it will be checked and opened by security without you being present. One example of something to leave out of your checked bag is a battery-powered item, which leads back to carry-on and personal items. If you are going to be traveling with any battery-powered items, such as razors, electric toothbrushes, game consoles, laptops, and so on, you must have them with you in your carry-on or personal item. This also includes cell phones. Also note that most airlines will charge you an extra fee for a checked bag, and that sometimes they can't be over a certain weight. Try buying an inexpensive luggage weigher or use your bathroom scale to double check your bag's weight. Tip number 5 is to understand TSA and what to expect. I know the funny videos of TSA have been circulating lately and they can give the wrong idea about what to expect at the airport. As long as you are prepared and respectful to TSA agents, they will do the same to you. Before you even get to the TSA line, go ahead and have your ID in hand along with either a paper copy of your boarding pass or your digital version on your phone. Also, make sure your pants, jacket, and whatever pockets are completely empty. Also, be sure to keep up with the party in front of you if there is a line to ensure everyone gets through in a timely manner. Once you reach your TSA agent, have your ID ready to hand over along with your boarding pass if they need it. Most airports have multiple TSA checkpoints. For example, at our local airport, there is a TSA checkpoint for almost every wing or area of the airport. So, be sure to check your boarding pass to see which direction you need to go, and then get to the closest TSA line to save yourself from going the wrong way or having to backtrack later. At most airports, you will be asked to remove belts, hats, and shoes along with making sure nothing is in your pockets or on your person. So your travel day is probably not the best day to be wearing an intricate outfit that requires extra time to put on and take off. We recommend wearing comfortable shoes that are easy to slide on and off. However, usually flip-flops are a bad idea. We say this because you will then have to walk through the TSA checkpoint barefoot. So we usually wear sneakers or flats so we can easily slide them on and off while keeping on socks. At the TSA checkpoint, you will be required to take out any electronic devices including cell phones, liquids, which should be in your liquid bag, and any food. There will be a sliding conveyor belt to place your items on. Most airports provide bins for your loose articles, such as shoes and electronics, to go in. Most of the time, you can put your carry-on bag and personal item directly on the belt. At this point, your bags will be checked and you will also be scanned to make sure you are not carrying any prohibited items. At times, your bag may be pulled for an extra check. Sometimes this is random or a TSA agent just wants to get a closer look at something in your bag. So don't be alarmed if this happens to you. However, this is why it is important to keep a close eye on your bags. Most of the time, TSA agents will shout out in the crowd to find the owner of the bag that needs to be checked again. So be listening if you notice that your bag is pulled aside. The most important thing to do at a TSA checkpoint is to remain calm, take your time, and be respectful to those around you. This process does not have to be stressful if you stay calm and relaxed. Also, I do want to remind everyone of the Real ID requirements that are coming up next year. As of today's recording date, everyone will be required to have a Real ID to fly in May of 2023. So, go ahead and make an appointment at your local DMV sooner rather than later to get this switched over. Tip number 6 is to remain inside the secure part of the airport. After you have made it through TSA, you are officially inside the secure area of the airport. At this point, you don't want to exit or else you will have to go through TSA again. In this part of the airport, you can now buy drinks, snacks, or souvenirs that can be taken on the plane with you. So this is also a good time to stock up on snacks, drinks, reading materials, or whatever you may need before you board. Tip number 7 is get to your gate to board your flight. You don't want to spend too much time hanging around inside the airport. Around 1 hour before your flight leaves, you need to head over to your gate. Boarding typically begins 45 minutes before the flight is scheduled to leave, so be there when it is time for your group to board. Typically, airlines will board the plane in groups, so people have time to get inside the plane, put away their carry-on items, and get seated. These groups are called boarding groups. Your boarding group can be found on your airline ticket, so just wait for your group to be called and you will know when it is your time to board. Overall, if you have any questions about your ticket, there will be airline representatives available for you to speak to. If it is a time-sensitive question or issue, It is best to get there early so they can have time to mediate your concerns and properly answer your questions. So don't wait until the last minute or boarding time to ask your important questions. Tip number 8 is prepare for a smooth and easy flight. While on the plane, you're going to want something to do, so we recommend bringing a phone charger, headphones, and maybe something else to occupy your time, such as a gaming console. Some airlines offer free in-flight entertainment that you can watch on your device. However, to watch these movies and TV shows, you must watch them with headphones so you do not disturb other guests. Also, headphones can help with the noise of the airplane itself. It is also a good idea to bring some chewing gum to help with the popping or pressure in your ears. Overall, if you listen to the flight attendants, you will be safe, happy, and prepared. So in addition to your comfort and entertainment, this will make for an easy and well-rounded flight experience. Tip number 9 is be ready for baggage claim. We recommend marking your checked bag with a ribbon or uniquely colored luggage tag so it is easier to spot. You will be surprised how many bags and suitcases look the same. Also, don't forget to have your information somewhere in or on your suitcase, preferably on your suitcase. This will be a lifesaver if your suitcase is lost or misplaced, so whoever finds it knows how to contact you. Overall, we hope this video helped you to understand what to expect when you fly. We hope you now feel a little bit more prepared and excited for your trip. Be sure to comment and let us know where you are flying to next, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more travel tips and tricks. So until next time, we hope to see you on the next adventure. Bye.